A girl accidentally noticed a boy walking out of the abandoned building across the street. The boy rummaging through the trash for food quickly caught Lily's attention. That day, she happened to get on the school bus. Unexpectedly, the two were attending the same school. Out of curiosity, Lily couldn't help but glance back at him. After school, she secretly brought some supplies, but she was afraid of being seen, so she hid in advance. In the end, the boy still saw her. The next day, while waiting for the bus together, the boy took the initiative to thank Lily.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The homeless Art was kicked out by his mother, because his mother often dated boyfriends who liked to hit him. One day, Art couldn't stand it anymore and stepped in to help her.
What happened to your hand?
God, I can smell it from here.
Looking at the timid boy, kind-hearted Lily made a decision. She told him her parents wouldn't be home until after 5 p.m., so she invited the boy to her house to shower. The boy gladly accepted. From then on, Art often came to her house to shower, just as he was about to leave.
My parents aren't gonna be home for an hour or so if you wanna watch TV or something.
And so, for the first time, the boy felt warmth. As he sat down, he noticed the ring on Lily's hand. During their conversation, Lily learned that Art planned to join the military after graduation. To break the awkward atmosphere between them, Lily was the first to crack a joke. As their relationship grew closer, they would occasionally plant flowers together. They got along because they shared similar experiences. Lily's father was the mayor of the small town, and he was also an abusive man.
I heard what happened last night with your dad and your mom.
Maybe it was because of this that they were drawn to each other. One day on the school bus, Art gave her a little heart-shaped gift made from oak bark, symbolizing strength and stability. Lily was deeply moved. As their little hands slowly intertwined, Lily was completely won over by this boy.
I bet she has rabies now.
Hearing people in the back gossiping about Art, Lily stood up without hesitation.
Get up.
Get up.
Stop.
Get up.
No.
Get up.
In the end, she announced their love in front of everyone, and made a friendly gesture to those gossiping. Since they started dating, Art came over more frequently. Whenever he saw her father coming home early, he would quickly sneak out through the back door. As their relationship grew stronger, one day, they finally shared their first intimate moment. But just then, Lily's father suddenly burst in. He saw the shocking scene in front of him. Art was beaten badly and carried away by an ambulance. That was the last time Lily saw him. 10 years passed in a blink. Lily had grown into a beautiful young woman, but she had never had a second boyfriend. As she grew up, she left the town behind, and never returned. Now, standing in front of her familiar home, she froze, because just yesterday, her father passed away from illness. She had returned just to attend her father's funeral. At the funeral, it was Lily's turn to speak and pay tribute. She was asked to mention 5 good things about her father, but she couldn't even come up with one.
Yeah.
In the end, she couldn't lie to herself and walked off, because even now, she couldn't forgive her father. Not just because of her first love, but also because her father had been an abusive man. As she sat alone on a high-rise balcony, lost in thought, a stranger suddenly approached. When he turned and saw Lily sitting on the edge of the balcony, he thought the woman in front of him was about to jump. So she sat down as well. The man's name was Lyle, and he was a surgeon. Two people feeling down had an intense chemistry. Before long, they were chatting away, sharing secrets they'd never tell anyone else. Plus, with Lyle's decent looks, their eyes met, and adrenaline surged. In the end, reason didn't win over their emotions. Things quickly turned flirtatious. But just then, Lyle's phone rang, interrupting the moment as things started to heat up. A now clear-headed Lily said goodbye to Lyle, and neither of them exchanged numbers, because deep down, Lily still loved her first love. Back in the day, when her boyfriend Art suddenly disappeared, Lily poured all her longing into her diary. After her father passed away, Lily moved back to her small town, and rented an old, long-closed shop, planning to open her own flower shop. Before it even opened, a girl came in for an interview. Since Lily needed help, she hired the girl on the spot. After days of hard work, the shop came back to life. But on the very first day it opened, Annie's husband and her brother came to celebrate. And wouldn't you know it, her brother was none other than Lyle. Although they'd only met once before, fate brought them together again.
Do you guys know each other?
No.
A little bit.
No, we
We met a few months ago. We shared each other's naked truths.
Ew.
Oh, that's no.
okay,
That's,
got it.
no.
Was-
I said no.
You said
That
naked
was-
truths
that's so
first.
important. No, I mean
It was just, we just talked. Your life.
Well, that's what we're calling it these days. We talk.
And so, they all went to celebrate after work. The entire time, Lyle couldn't take his eyes off Lily, and anyone could tell what he was after. Annie even went out of her way to give him a chance. Lyle's brain was working overtime the whole way, and that night, he made a bold move on Lily. But in the end, he still didn't get Lily's permission.
bye, friend.
Because at that moment, Lily thought of her first love, Art. Even when she got home, she continued to draw memories of them together, using flower petals to represent what they might look like now. After all, 10 years had passed, and she had no idea what he even looked like anymore. Early the next morning, the flower shop opened as usual. Lyle arrived right as the doors opened, just to be her first customer of the day.
He put the name of our shop as the delivery address.
From Lily's gaze, it wasn't hard to see she was starting to waver. That evening, at Annie's birthday party, Lily, who had dressed up meticulously, became the center of Lyle's attention. The moment he saw her, Lyle's steps froze.
Please.
What?
Just the, staring at me like that and the...
I'm just looking at you.
Okay, you're just looking at me. Stop showing up at my flower shop and sending
My
me
sister works there.
flowers. Stop walking through this party, following me around.
Can
You're
you
making
just
me
shut up
feel
for
like...
1 second?
Okay.
I like you.
And just like that, Lyle successfully broke through Lily's defenses. Maybe it was because she hadn't been in a relationship for years, combined with Lyle's wealth and romantic pursuit. The next morning, her sister Annie also noticed, and righteously warned Lily, that Lyle wasn't a good choice for marriage.
This man runs through women like candy.
This is different.
Oh, is it? Wonderful. Well, just in case it obviously is not.
But Lily, who was head over heels in love, didn't listen at all. Their relationship blossomed rapidly, until one morning, a few months later, Lyle suggested meeting Lily's mother. Hearing this, Lily handed her diary to Lyle.
Wait, this isn't mine.
I happen to love you too.
As she got dressed and ready to leave, she saw the heart tattoo on her collarbone, and remembered the heart-shaped gift Art gave her back in the day. She had gotten the tattoo to never forget Art. That evening, when she brought her boyfriend to meet her mother, the three of them went to a newly opened restaurant. Just as Lyle got up to go to the restroom, the waiter brought over the menu, and Lily saw a hand that felt so familiar to her. Even if she didn't remember the ring, she couldn't forget the scar. In the moment she looked up, she finally dared to confirm that the man was Art, who had been missing for 10 years. Instantly, memories of the past rushed back. As she watched Art's figure heading toward the kitchen, Lily still hadn't fully processed it, though she made casual conversation. It was clear she had so many questions she wanted to ask him. Shortly after, she found an excuse to go to the restroom. In the hallway, she quickly ran into Art.
I mean, my mom didn't recognize you, so
Bye for the best.
God, right? Yeah.
The two met, asking each other how they've been. When Lily asked if he had a girlfriend, or if he was married, Art explained that he had a girlfriend. Her name was Cassie.
You look so well. I don't want to get you in trouble or anything.
Hey, well, how do I find you? If I wanted to find you.
I opened my flower shop, Lily Blooms.
Of course you did.
Yeah, over in Back Bay. So you can.
Well, I gotta,
Yeah.
I'm working, so.
Okay, get out of here.
I'm gonna go. All right.
Okay.
And so, the two ended their awkward reunion. But things wouldn't end so simply. The next day, when Al asked his girlfriend about the heart tattoo on her collarbone, Lily casually mentioned it was a random tattoo from her youth. At that moment, something in the microwave burned, before Lily could hand him the oven mitt.
Hand in there?
She raised her hand, accidentally hitting Lily on the forehead. Since it was an accident, she didn't mind. Though it seemed like an accident now, it might not be so later. Soon after, when Annie invited them to the new restaurant for dinner, Lily originally didn't want to greet anyone, but eventually, Art took the initiative to strike up a conversation, saying it was his first restaurant. At that moment, he noticed the injury on Lyle's hand, and saw the bruise forming at the corner of Lily's eye. A sudden surge of anger arose within him, but he still suppressed it and turned to leave. Next, Lily made an excuse to go to the restroom. Her boyfriend Lyle seemed to sense something. As soon as she stepped into the bathroom, Art followed her in, asking about the injury on Lily's eye. Just as the two came out, they were spotted by boyfriend Lyle. Art was the first to strike at Lyle, because he still thought Lyle was abusive. After coming out, Lily followed behind, explaining all the way. In the end, Lyle insisted she should never see Art again. Unknowingly, you'd feel that Lily had lost herself. Lyle's dominance in this relationship grew stronger. The two hadn't seen each other since their last argument. Arthur came to apologize for what happened last time, because only Lily understood the shadow of domestic violence, so she didn't blame Arthur, but asked why he didn't come to meet her the first time.
Why are you here now? I gave you my address months ago. What are you doing?
I came the next day, and I drive this street a lot.
I'm sorry.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I couldn't be happier. Are you?
No.
Before leaving, Arthur wrote down his phone number, placing it on the back of Lily's phone case.
It's my number, in case you need it.
Okay, I won't. So thank you.
I won't be done.
That question, "Are you happy?" kept lingering in her mind, so when her boyfriend returned, she asked Lyle. This simple question wasn't a problem for Lyle, as he quickly made Lily laugh. Not long after, Annie's little princess was born, and clever Lyle seized the moment to propose. In this warm atmosphere, Lily agreed, and they soon had their wedding. However, after moving in together, Lyle accidentally knocked over the table, discovering the note on Lily's phone cover. He didn't even listen to her explanation and just smashed the phone.
Hey, baby, I promise I didn't mean to see him.
Stop! No, Lily, stop!
No, please just listen to me.
He left without looking back. Coincidentally, at that moment, Lily fell down the stairs. When she woke up, her head was in a daze, and she couldn't remember how she fell. Plus, her boyfriend started apologizing right away. So Lily, being carefree, didn't think much of it. The next day, she worked in the shop as usual, and Annie excitedly showed up with the latest magazine. Because their flower shop made it into the top 10 best new stores, Lily's Bloom Flower Shop ranked 7th. That night, when Lily returned home, her husband also came with the magazine, but he wasn't there to celebrate her. He once again asked about the tattoo on her collarbone. Hearing his wife's consistent answer, he sarcastically asked if Lily had read the magazine. Since the first place was Arthur's new restaurant, and he wanted Lily to read about the restaurant's origins. Halfway through the story, his wife didn't want to continue reading.
Hard one.
Baby, I don't want to.
Keep reading.
Small hollow heart from an oak tree for a girl, so the name was meant to represent something she said to me, which I'm gonna keep between us. But there was no other name for Root. It was always for her, baby.
Just go to this last paragraph.
I don't want it.
Read it. Next question. Do you love him?
I did.
Do you love him now?
I love you.
That wasn't my question. Thank you.
After hearing this, he leaned in to kiss his wife, immediately wanting to play a game of poker. But at that moment, Lily was not in the mood. This action instantly reminded her of her abusive father, leading her to finally rebel and leave home. It was then that she recalled Lyle's behavior, realizing that he had intentionally pushed her down the stairs that day, and the earlier accident was also deliberate. With nowhere to go, she ended up at Arthur's restaurant, seeing her first love in such a sorry state, needing no words to express it.
I was never gonna become her.
You're not becoming her. Don't even think about that.
When the doctor finally arrived, she learned that Lyle had nearly bitten off the heart-shaped tattoo. But there was also bad news. Lily was pregnant, and in an instant, she was frozen in place. On the way home, neither of them spoke, until Arthur took her to his house. In fact, he had been single all these years, and at that moment, Lily was once again left speechless.
My dad won't even notice they're gone.
That line, "my dad won't even notice," just like the beginning of a movie. This time it's his turn to joke. In the bathroom, she reflects on her husband's past, the charming and romantic facade of Lyle, and she realizes that she was ultimately mistaken, because he is an abusive man. The difference between one time and countless times. Lyle is constantly searching for her, unaware that Lily has completely given up. After work, Art would bring her food, and do everything he could to make her happy. He recalls the time he went to that abandoned building.
The night I went to that old abandoned house, I didn't go there because I needed a place to stay. I went there to myself. And you poked your head through that curtain, and as soon as I saw your face, I couldn't do it. You saved my life. That's what I'm trying to say. That's who you are. And if you decide to keep it, you are going to be an amazing mother. You've got this.
The next day, he took Lily home, and during their farewell, they embraced and cried.
If you find yourself in a position to love somebody again, just fall in love with me.
He must respect Lily's choice. Sister Annie also came to visit her, and although she had warned Lily, she still felt guilty, and told Lily about Lyle's childhood. They had an older brother back then, and at 6 years old, Lyle accidentally sent his brother to heaven. So not every abuser is without reason. In the days that followed, Lily never sought out Lyle. Even when they needed to assemble furniture, she called her mother for help, only for her mother to say that was all done by her husband before. After hearing this, Lily asked her mother a question.
Why did you stay with him?
Finally, after a moment of silence, her mother replied, "It would have been harder to leave, and I loved him." Not long after, Lily's precious daughter was born, but she didn't take away Lyle's rights as a father, and even named her daughter after Lyle's brother, perhaps hoping it would help Lyle move on.
I want a divorce.
Let's not.
Hey, yes, it's not for you or me, it's for her. What if one day she came to you and said, my boyfriend hit me, what would you say to her? If she said, Daddy, my husband pushed me down the stairs, but he said it was an accident, so it's fine.
This made Lyle speechless.
I would beg her to leave him.
Yeah.
I'd beg her never to go back.
In the end, they divorced amicably, and Lily lived with her daughter and mother. In the near future, at a flower exhibition, she reunited with her first love, Art, and this time, they didn't miss their chance together.
How's the
You
sword?
with anyone?
No.
Not yet.
It doesn't have to be first love. The one who loves you will always wait for you.